some of the worst cases we see are something called supranuclear palsy, and that's a brain disorder, where usually it's similar to Alzheimer's. Not a lot of coming back from that. But if we're getting into
Okay.
early dementia, boy, we step in aggressively. We're really coaching them
No
on,
kidding.
yeah, we're really coaching, and we've reversed, Parkinson's here before too. So a lot of times it's going to come down to
Wow.
B12, B complex. If they're an older man over 60, which typically they are, males over 60, they have bad absorption. So then we're going to go out and get them some injections of B12 and B complex. And then you can actually see the shaking hands disappear. You can see them smile and make
Huh.
eye contact for the first time. We got a guy named Steve who's on a walker, who's not on a walker anymore. So it's great to see that we step in early enough. And if not, then we can help with some quality of life, for
Right.
whatever years remain.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was going with that is like there's the different phases, right? There's the you get in there early and so then you're kind of on the border of just helping them with what they're experiencing, but then it becomes preventative for what they're not yet experiences, but certainly
Yeah.
will if they continue on that path. And then there's the folks that, it's kind of too late to reverse it, but you can at least maybe keep things
A lot of
in
comfort
place
at the
and
end.
not getting worse.
Yeah. A lot
Yeah.
of comfort at the end. And
Yeah.
actually some energy too. Good to see them
Yeah.
kind of come back a little bit and smile and be happy again.
Yeah. Yeah. So you've mentioned, a few things about nutrition, getting vitamins. Do you have like partners that you work with
I
to
just
get
send
folks what they
people to
need?
reputable places. I don't want to sell anything here. It wouldn't seem like a sincere
Yeah,
recommendation if I did that. Um,
sure.
I think you need to be complex and talk to Mary at the front desk. I don't feel like that's
Yeah.
integrous for me. But I
Okay.
take a men's multi, I take a B complex, I take a liver cleanse. Those are the things I recommend for certain people. And so
Yep.
I think a lot of the Mother's Market, Whole Foods, Sprouts, so, just don't go to, you know, um, gas station for your vitamins, right? Go spend some money. It costs more than being healthy, being sick. So spend some money
Yeah.
on your vitamins. Make sure it's a high grade good buyer. But then for, women should have a women's multi, men should have a men's. They're a little bit different, a little bit more iron in the women. And then we got to go back to that B complex because we're not absorbing it really well. Our fruits are picked
Yeah.
early and our meats are, farm raised. So we need to supplement.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
Yep. What about something like carpal tunnel?
Love carpal tunnel syndrome. I love treating carpal tunnel syndrome.
First
Uh,
time anyone's ever said I love carpal tunnel.
when I first learned how to adjust, my mom was a secretary at a high school. She used to get up in the middle of the night and she used to swing her arms, swing in circles to get the nerves and circulation back in her hands. That's how painful her wrists were. And so
Okay.
carpal tunnel, right? Eight carpals, eight little carpals in your wrists, creating a tunnel with a ligament. And so what we don't want to do is we don't want to see that tunnel collapse and get so small that nobody can get through there. Speaking of the ulnar
Okay.
nerve and all the nerves, right? And so what do we do is we adjust the eight bones in the wrist, we stretch out the ligament, and it's so reversible that we've had doctors upset with our office before for counseling surgeries.
I was gonna say that's kind of the go-to
Yeah,
is just the surgery.
just that diagnosis alone, I'm like, you don't got carpal tunnel syndrome. That's just a good one to place you. It's like that's just a scare tactic. A lot of times it's not true
Yeah, it's
carpal
kind of
tunnel. So when it
okay.
is true carpal tunnel, we'll even do a traction on the machine. The cervical decompression machine we have a wrist strap on
Mm-hmm.
it, and we'll actually traction that thing out at 20 pounds, and then we'll adjust all
Oh,
the
no kidding.
carpals. You do that long enough, you're creating surgical-like results with the tunnel without cutting and causing scar tissue. Because a lot of people are going to keloid
Interesting.
internally, and they're never going to get
Yeah.
successful. They're going to have weak grip strength in the future, and they're going to get atrophy. There's no coming back from that, right? So if I can just create that surgical results without surgery, you have no scar tissue, you have no risk, and you have no internal keloid. And next thing you know, you're healthy naturally. Hey, I'm just in 30 years, right? I mean, you think if carpal tunnel was a thing, I'd have it by now.